going on, everybody? It's Bets checking back in. We have our Week 17 top plays and stacks video coming your way. Week 16 took off because of the holidays. Ended up putting together lineups pretty quickly Saturday night and ended up doubling our money. We had a lot of Joe Burrow, which helped. So that when your quarterback throws for over 500 yards and I think for 3 or 4 touchdowns, that's going to cash nicely for you. So let's see if we can find somebody that will do the same this week. Before we do get going, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and let me know in the comments below if you guys are enjoying the content and who you guys are on this week. Don't forget, every Sunday morning, you can catch us on Twitch, live Twitch show on the dot. We do free picks, free props, and we do anytime touchdown scores as well. Love the community we're building on Twitch as well. So check us out on there. Then you can also get into our free Discord, which is in the description below. We've got about close to 300 members right now. We literally talk sports all day long, talk DFS strategies, who we on, what changes throughout the day. So if you want to get minute by minute, day by day analysis, join the Discord below. And then also check out our guys at Occupy Fantasy. They have one of, if not the best lineup optimizer in the game. Use them religiously when I'm building lineups for the NFL. So without further ado, let's go. All right, so let's dive in. We'll go over our top stacks first. We do have a 14-game main slate. It is a huge slate. Ownership is going to be spread out. So I think the 3x1 strategy here is going to be very successful. It's going to be the most, probably the easiest way to get unique this week for sure. Past weeks we've done 3-0s and 2-0s stacks like that. I think this is a great week for 3x1, and we actually have games we can target with some nice runbacks. So first game, we're going to go Dallas versus Arizona, or opposite way around. They're probably, I think they're at Dallas's home field. However, I love the Cowboys offense here. You guys saw them play, I think it was Sunday night against the football team. Absolutely dominated them. Looks like they could not be stopped. Don't think they're going to be that efficient this weekend, but I do think that they can still put up points here. So how I would run it back, you got Dak at 6,700, which is a little bit less expensive than most of these guys on here. You could play Elliott or Pollard. I'm probably not going to have much of those two. I'm going to go with the receiving core and then the tight end and Schultz. So I like CeeDee Lamb a lot this week. You could put Cooper in as well, or you could go Gallup. I would prefer this 3 stack right here: Lamb, Cooper, Prescott, or if you want to take Cooper out, you can go the tight end Schultz right here, because he absolutely went off last week, and I think he's in a pretty good matchup this week. And then running it back, you have some good options. You could run it back with Ertz if you don't have Schultz. Don't ever want to do the double tight end. Or you can come back here to probably one of the better receivers of the week. I think better cheap ones is Christian Kirk. If you saw him last week, 9 targets, 12 targets. He's getting peppered with the football without DeAndre Hopkins. He is going to be Kyler's guy. So I like Christian Kirk a lot here as the run back. You could also run it back with James Edmonds. Keep an eye on James Conner's status. If Conner is in, I'll probably be out on the backfield here and just run it back with Kirk. But then you could, flip this the opposite way and go Kyler, Kirk, AJ Green, or Kyler, Kirk, and Ertz, and then run it back with CeeDee Lamb, run it back with Schultz, run it back with Amari Cooper or Gallup. You could probably run it back with Zeke if you wanted to, but my top run back for Dallas would be CeeDee Lamb. So then we can go to the second stack here. And we are going to go to Cincinnati with the Chiefs visiting the Bengals. So we said in the opening that we were on Burrow a lot last week. So we're going to go back to the well here. Not saying he's going to do the exact same thing, but he has an opportunity to do that. He could probably throw for about 300 or so, maybe a couple touchdowns. I like that. But you could throw Burrow in here. You can play Mixon. I know he's been receiving the football a lot more recently. 2 targets, 1 target, but then he had the 6 receptions last game, which always helps higher his floor, and then breaks the ceiling for him for sure. So you could go Mixon. I'm going to target more of the Jamar Chase and the T. Higgins. I was on Higgins a lot last week. I loved T. Higgins last week. Everybody was on Jamar Chase because of that big game that he had against the Ravens. But for the DFS world, I loved T. Higgins, and paid off nicely for us. And then you could run it back here with Tyreek or Kelsey. I think Pringle's going to be somewhat popular because of what he did last game. I think that is more of a fluke, more of what happened. Tyreek and Kelsey, in the protocols, didn't have that much time to practice with the team, and they said, "Okay, Pringle, you're our guy this week." And, I don't think it'll be a repeat. So I like Tyreek, so this is going to be a little bit more expensive of a stack here, but we do have some value that I'll show you later on the top plays. But Tyreek, or you could go with Kelsey at 7,300, a nice little run back here. And then if you are going to go with the Chiefs side, which I would do that, you could go Mahomes. And what I would do when you're stacking the Chiefs, don't put Mahomes, Tyreek, and Hill. It's just too expensive, and you're not going to be able to field a team that's going to probably get to the top 1%. So what I would do is go Darrell Williams for here. I absolutely love Darrell this week. CEH is not going to play, and he gets a lot in the pass game. So he's one of my top running backs of the week. He's going to be featured in game stacks mostly for me. But when he was missed, when CEH was out, he had a 32-point game, 23-point game. I mean, he has the ability to go off and to receive the football as well. He had nine targets, 101, and a touchdown in that 32-point game. So he has the ability, and I like the fact that they're going to do a lot of dink and dumps like they've been doing all season long. So you could pair him with then Kelsey or Tyreek, and then you could come back with Jamar Chase or T. Higgins. And if you want to get a little bit more different, you can come back with Tyler Boyd. And then the third and final stack that we got, we're going to go to Baltimore. And I like this game a lot. The over-under here sits at 46.5. So the other 2 games that we targeted were in the 50s. This is the, I think, 3rd or 4th highest on the slate. And basically, we're going to pick on the same Ravens secondary. So I'll probably have a little bit more of the Rams than Rams 3x1 than the Ravens 3x1. But Stafford is in a great spot. And if you are talking about any incentive deals, Cooper Kupp is on the verge of breaking a lot of records. So he's at 9.5, which is incredibly expensive, but I'm going to end up taking him. I'm going to take him only in stacks. I don't think I'm going to play him outside. If I'm going to, it's going to have to be in like a cheap stack. But you throw him in there, you throw OBJ, or you throw Van Jefferson, or you can throw Higbee, and I'm probably going to end up throwing OBJ or Van Jefferson, and then you can run it back with probably the best tight end the last several weeks, and that is Mark Andrews. This is what we did a lot last week when we did Burrow, Higgins, Chase, and then we came back with Andrews. I think that's what won the million as well. But 31, 38, and 29 the last 3 weeks. Absolutely been peppered by targets, and it does not matter who is the quarterback. I don't think Lamar is the quarterback. I think it'll be Huntley this week, which is fine. So I liked Mark Andrews to do Mark Andrews things again. If you want to be a little bit different, you could maybe go Bateman, or you could go Marquise as well. Pretty cheap, 4,800 for Bateman, 5,900 for Brown. So this is a more expensive stack with Cooper Kupp. So you're going to have to get different here, or you could just fade Cooper Kupp at your own risk and put Van Jefferson in as well. All right, so then that takes care of the top stacks of the week. Let me know if you guys are liking those. We'll get on to the top plays. get into the top plays section. Check out our guys at matchbets.com. It's head-to-head sports wagering with less juice. So check out matchbets.com. Use code DB100 and get a 100% sign-up bonus up to $1,000. I've had a couple people take advantage of that, and I'm giving away a free month of VIP if you sign up. The link is in the description below. So we'll go probably one to three on our top plays per position. Running back, I'll give you 5 because that's the one that you really need to focus on. Because basically, your quarterback position and your wide receiver positions are basically on your stacks. So I'll give you 3 quarterbacks that probably could get you into the Millie race, which is the top dog here, Josh Allen. These are just guys I'm not particularly stacking with, but love Josh Allen. He's been playing a lot better as of late. 42, 21, and then 34 points as well from the last 3 weeks. I like his matchup against this weak Falcons secondary. So you could mini stack him with, you can go 2-0 with him and Diggs. They get Davis, they get Beasley back, so their offense will be at full go. There wasn't a McKenzie cheap play like there was last week for this offense, but I like Josh Allen this week. Then probably the number one player that will be played without doubt is going to be, if I can find him because he's so dang cheap because nobody expects him to play, is Trey Lance. He's going to be heavily owned if he is going to be if he's going to be the starter, which it looks like it's going to be because I don't think Jimmy G is going to be able to play with that right thumb sprain. So you can have. I think he's more of a cash game. I really do. He's 4,800. He's going to be 25% owned plus because he allows you to do so much of what you want to do. You can roster Cup, you can roster Kelsey, you can do Andrews with them as well at 4,800 for a quarterback of his caliber against a very bad Texans team. I'm not going to tell you not to roster Trey Lance. I just think he's more of a cash game play. And then other guy that I like as well, great matchup here. We are going to go with Jalen Hurts. He has come alive as of late. And he has not run as much lately, but I think that's going to change this week because you don't have Sanders. Howard's a little bit banged up, and it's really Boston Scott. So I think he's going to use his legs a little bit more this week. And then you have going against this Washington defense, which he thrashed on, I think that was a Thursday night game. Or no, it was a Tuesday night game, sorry. They won 27-17, put up 30 Draftkings points. I don't see any reason why he can't do that again against this team. So for the running backs, we are going to go in the position that I would roster. So my top play of the week, more than likely, as if everything stands still here, is David Montgomery be my number one. He has shown his ability these last several weeks as a workhorse back. You want that. You do want that stability in your running back position with high upside, 28 points, 23 points. So he's done it all year long, really has. And then he's got 21, 10, 18, and 21 attempts the last 4 weeks. So you know what you're getting out of David Montgomery, and he's going up against this Giants team, 6-point favorites. I like them to, and what he's been doing is he's getting a lot in the pass game too. 9 targets, 7 targets, 6 targets, 9 targets. That's just something I never thought he would be doing. But David Montgomery is becoming a full 3-down back for the Chicago Bears right before our eyes. So you have to roster David Montgomery this week. He's a no-brainer play in my opinion. The second one, I haven't decided yet, but it's going to be Rojo more than likely. I don't know. I think Vaughn is just a little bit of coach speak, but Rojo is probably more than likely going to be the guy for me. He had 16 points, carried the ball 20 times. There's no reason this game should be close. I think there's like 13 or 14-point favorites, just like they were last week against the Panthers. I think they're 11-point favorites. So I think it's similar game script. He might catch a ball or two, but he's going to get 20-plus rushing attempts, barring any injury. So you can lock him in for 15-plus DraftKings points. I think he gets another touchdown, maybe 2 in this scenario. Then we got Rashad Penny. Another great matchup at home against the lifeless Detroit Lions. If you've seen him play the last several weeks, Pete Carroll said he wants him to be the number one back, is going to give him a chance, and he has 16, 11, and 17 attempts. You have over 100 yards rushing, two of the last 3 games. Huge upside, 3 touchdowns the last 2 games, or last 3 games, so he absolutely can get it done. Great matchup here. Only thing to look out for is if Alex Collins is back. If Alex Collins is back, might take a little bit of the workload out, but I think Rashad Penny is going to be a safe play here. And then you could go Melvin Gordon, but man, he leaves a sour taste in a lot of people's mouths last week. Pretty much giving you negative points. So I'm going to go with Javonte Williams, barring that he is healthy. I think he will be. But I think this is going to be the Javonte Williams show. So I like him to be rostered against this run funnel defense of the Chargers, who cannot stop anybody. You can't even stop Rex Burkhead. How the hell are you going to stop Javonte Williams? So I do like Javonte Williams to be successful this week and maybe put up a ceiling performance. Maybe they just say, hey, go ahead and take it over for us. Melvin Gordon, you showed us nothing last week. So hopefully they do that. And then another one that I think is going to be a little bit less popular, a little bit more sneaky. Where is he at? Let's search for him. I don't know if he's going to be. So we are going to go Michael Carter. All right, so Tevin Coleman just went on the COVID list. Another running back is on the COVID list or so for him. It's going to be the Michael Carter show. And he's going to get a lot of passes out of the backfield. They're going to be down. As long as it's not a tremendous blowout, he's going to have enough volume, especially in the pass game, to get some good value here. I think he's going to be lower owned. So you can do these little 1v1 stacks in your 3x1 stacks. And I think a Rojo Michael Carter one suits up pretty well. Or if you go with Gronk as your tight end and you put Michael Carter as your running back, nice correlation there as 1v1 stacks in between your 3x1 stacks. So limit your amount of times you have to be right if you can get them right. So that's what I like there for the running backs. Then wide receivers, like I said before, we are going to have a lot of wide receivers in our stacks. So these are guys that you can kind of put around them that I think not too expensive, but guys with high value. And it starts with the guy we saw on Monday Night Football in a great matchup against the Titans, Jalen Waddle. So he had 12 targets. He missed week 14. Or I think they were on a bye week 14 and then they missed week 15. But his last 3 games, 10, 11, and 12 targets, 8, 9, 9, and 10 receptions. Guy's an absolute stud. He's going to break a lot of rookie records. So they're going to pepper him with the football, roster him accordingly. And then you got the same guy in that game is A.J. Brown. Just keep an eye on him. He didn't practice on Thursday. I think he'll end up being able to play. I think it was more of a rest day. He got peppered. 11 receptions, 16 targets. Should do similar things here. I think this Miami-Tennessee game has a potential to be high scoring. So I like A.J. Brown this week. And then also another guy to wrap it around, Hunter Renfro. So a little bit of down games these last 2 weeks. He caught that touchdown. That Denver game was just very, very slow. Not much rhythm here. One way to get past the Colts, and they're going to have to do it, is they're going to have to throw the ball a lot. And they're going to have to do short passes. Hunter Renfro, this game is just screaming a Renfro game. So let's go roster him. I mean, I could see a 9 to 10 reception game easily for Hunter. They're going to have to throw the football. And then the top 3 tight ends for me. We are going to go. So like I said with Gronk, Gronk's probably my number 1 play outside of Mark Andrews and Kelsey in those stacks. Gronk is the way to go here. He's finally going to get in the end zone. It's been it's been several weeks. Hold on. How long has it been? It's been 3 weeks. 3 weeks since he's been in the red zone or in the end zone. He's going to get in. He's going to get a touchdown this week. Last game, only 2 targets, just not much needed. I think they're going to if he doesn't get the first touchdown, he'll get the second. I'll probably mark it here. I'll say he gets the first one, but I do like him to get a score early in this game. Another one will be Kyle Pitts. So this is like if you're going to run the Allen Diggs 2-0 stack, or if you want to come back with somebody, I would come back with Kyle Pitts in this game. He's shown a little bit of life after probably a mid-year slump-ish. 6 targets, 7 targets, 6 targets, 11, 11, and 19. So I do like the fact that we can get a cheaper tight end at 5,900 and be able to be one of the leading receivers on his team. So I like Pitts here. And then the last one we'll do is Dallas Goddard. If you saw last game, you were probably screaming that he didn't get that touchdown pass because he was wide open and Hurts just missed him. Hurts explained, it just wasn't the correct read. So can't blame him there. I think they go back to him, as you guys saw 2 weeks ago, absolutely thrashed this football team's defense. 7 receptions, 9 targets, 135 yards, and almost got a score there. But I think he gets a score this week. I think he can flirt with another 20-point performance. So I do like Dallas Goddard a lot this week. So those are the top plays in stacks. Remember, check us out Sunday morning on the dot, live Twitch show. Join the free Discord. Let me know in the comments below who you guys are on, and I appreciate you guys tuning in. See you guys.